So hello and welcome back to my channel. And today's topic is the purpose of generators and how we go about using them. So basically, backup generators are used to basically create
The speed limit is 100 kilometers per hour.
to basically create the purpose of backup power. And in most cases, a lot of people are not aware of Azo Mario. So most people are not aware of the functions of a generator and the unique style that it brings. So basically, generators, they come in all sorts of different types. You can have good night, Mario. Good night. Thank you for tuning in. So basically, generators, they come in all different sorts. You can have a generator, portable generator, where you can walk around with, and you can basically use it to provide power if you're working on your job site. Yes, I'm always trying to teach, to the people out there that don't have the knowledge of what's going on, So I basically try to inform the people and give them some knowledge of basic stuff that's out there. It's nothing to me. My knowledge is comes in a variety. So this is nothing to talk for me. So yes, no problem, Mario. So generators come in all sorts. You can basically have a portable generator where you can, you know, for instance, the house I'm working at right now, there is power right now, but I do travel with my generator in my truck just in case I need it for, I have to drill through concrete or some sort, even if I'm doing a service job and the power is off. I try to make sure I have my generator in my truck. That way I can power it up and, start to use it. But you have to make sure, obviously, that the portable generator, it runs on gas, it runs on, it needs oil. It's just like a car engine, pretty much. Okay, respect, Mario, respect. Um, so a generator is basically just like a car, you have to maintain it pretty much. And there's different settings on that generator that you'll be able to use to power up when it's needed. I've only had to pull out my generator a couple times as it's up Gaza uncle. I was waiting for you to go live, but I didn't see anything going on, so I just decided to do a live. I'm just heading home from a job, so I decided to do a live while I'm driving. So I'm basically talking about generators and the important role they play. They play a vital role. I mean, if you, for instance, lost power in your house, you know, or you had a hydro bill that you didn't pay, for instance, or whatever the case is, you know, it happens. You can basically have a generator that can be hooked up, and you can simply power back up your house and run it off of a generator. But obviously, the generator has to be equipped enough to sustain the power that you have in the house. And for instance, I was working on one job, and they had disconnected the guy's power because of certain reasons, and it was in the middle of the winter, and he had his kids there, and I had to go in to do an emergency job for him, basically to get the house back up to par, because there was nothing, everything was wrong in the house, you know, when it came to electrical. And he basically had to use a generator to keep the house. Well, he didn't use the generator to its full potential, which was, you know, most people don't know that they can hook that generator up. But also, if you're going to hook up the generator, you need a transfer switch. And as you can see, I posted a video today about a transfer switch. So basically, the transfer switch is another means of backup power from gas. And the way it works is you have to come off of your main hydro. You have to supply it with your hydro meter base. It has to be connected together. And once it's connected together, how many watts the generator has to carry to power a house. Sometimes you have them up to 4,800 watts, 72. They can go as, I think the most I've seen is over 1,000. Obviously, it depends on the size of the house. So the bigger the house is, you can still use the smaller generators to you know, provide the necessary means for your stove, let's say your stove or your dryer or some lights, you know, little stuff like that. That's just the portable generators that you would use. So it all depends on the size of the house you have. My generator that I have in the truck is about 40, 48, 48, I believe. So it's pretty powerful, and also it depends on the kind of generator you get. But when it comes to actually hooking it up to your home, that's where the transfer switch plays a vital role. So normally what will happen is people will, you can basically buy the whole kit, the transfer switch, and there's another section for it where you have to hook up your controls and stuff like that, and the gas line. And this is done obviously not close to your home. You have to there is a rule. There's where you cannot have that generator too close to the other person's home. Obviously, it's noise disturbance, but uh, the backup generator works perfect once it's hooked up, obviously by gas. And Costco, you can get them from Costco. They cost quite a bit when you're getting into those type of units. And when it comes to converting it from your meter base to your actual generator, and once you've lost power in your house, this generator will kick in, and it will basically run that house like normally, like it would normally run. You wouldn't see a drastic difference. The only thing is that you would see is your power is it's working after you lost power. Like if you lose power in a storm, or for instance, yes, guys, I try to mix it up. I try to mix it up with different topics to keep all the subscribers and the people who tune in, to different topic. Doesn't help to come with the same thing over and over, right? So I try to mix it up, just like you do. I just figure I'll talk about generators tonight. I posted a video on it, short on it, and I've worked on it before. Now, when you get into the big commercial buildings and stuff like that, obviously the system is much bigger and much powerful. So it all depends on jackhammer Hilti. I have one that I use to power my tools, but the Hilti sometimes chips out. So I believe why is probably chipping out is because I don't know. You should have a setting on the generator that you can switch to higher power.
The speed limit is 100 kilometers per hour.
The Jack Hilti gun is a powerful tool. So once you start to use those tools, it's going to trip it out. So you have to probably change the setting on it, on the generator, in order to stop that from happening. Because why I say that is I have a jackhammer also that I usually drill through the concrete and stuff like that, and it's never tripped out on me unless the one that you have doesn't have enough wattage to give you what you need. The wattage will also count towards what you're using also, because the wattage is like amperage. So anytime you see wattage, just know that it's amperage. And so if you don't have enough, if your wattage is not matching up to the generator, then that's the reason why it will probably switch out. Um, Good night, Sasha Ice, and good night, DJ Architect. So if you don't have enough wattage on that generator, it's probably why it's going to be tripping out. So you can check the settings. There is one there that should be. I don't know where you're located, but it should be 20 amps. Should be 15 amps. Try the 20 amp and see what happens. It might work for you. Um, but yes, so normally when you get into the big construction jobs and commercial units, they normally have a bigger system that they work off of. Um, I've seen them. I've seen journeymen working it while I was working on the job sites. So the systems are pretty heavy. Um, so I do know a lot about it. But obviously, being able to work on my own has given me more knowledge of these generators. So I'm able to talk about it because I have a more understanding of the generators and how they work right now. But they're very unique in terms of, like I said, if you lose power, you can simply back. Um, anything that you're doing at your house, you can use it. If you lose power, simply, they're not expensive, but obviously they if you lose power at your house, they can become very dangerous if you don't hook it up the proper way. Sometimes there's something called a generator panel that you can also use, and if you wanted to go that route, which is way cheaper, you can install the generator panel. You can install the generator panel, and you can basically hook up which wires you want inside that panel, and then after that you'll piggyback off of that panel and hook up your generator. But obviously, the reason why I say it can become very dangerous is because when you get into dealing with a backup panel, you have to make sure that your regular panel is switched off before you turn on that generator. So for instance, if you happen to, that's why it's wise to have a generator transfer uh, panel, because you can now turn off that. It will only work on that panel. Some people, they will hot wire it to the main panel, and that's when you can basically have a big issue, because it can end up that you can backfeed onto that generator and you can have a boof if you backfeed that generator from your main panel, and your main panel is not off, right? You're now getting into double feeding your stuff. So that panel has to be, that main panel has to be off in order to work your generator. You cannot have that main switch on in the on position. So a lot of people tend to leave that switch on, and they end up running into a lot of problems when it comes to trying to provide backup power. How effect? I think it's because we break concrete street panels. The pressure is intense on the output of the power from the generator. Yeah, so you're probably using heavy equipment. So that's why I said that you need to find out the wattage that you're using, and then what you'll do is you'll get the generator that matches up to the wattage that you're using, or you go a step higher than the wattage that you need, and you should be fine. That's why I believe your generator is tripping out, because you're not using the proper output for it, like you're saying. Um, how effective is the propane generators and gas two-in-one? So the propane generators, I've used them. Like I said, I've hooked up a couple of backup generators for the using propane. Um, I'm sorry that I didn't take the pictures. I know I have the pictures somewhere in my phones. I have a couple phones that I take a bunch of pictures. I just can't find them. Not that I will post it, but it's pretty good when it comes to the gas and the propane. The only thing is that the propane and the gas cannot be close to your house when you're dealing with the backup generator. It has to be away from your house, um, because of the hazardness of the propane. But it works fine. I've installed a couple of them, and I've installed a couple of them, I believe about 2 years ago, 1 to 2 years ago, and I've never had the client call back. So I'm assuming that obviously you have to, if your power in your house is 200 amps, then you obviously need to get your 200 amp generator backup, and that's how it works. But they work perfect. I don't see any issues with them. But of course, a lot of people are skeptical about the gas and the propane. So a lot of people, they don't normally go that route. The two customers that I did the job for, they were, I guess, what you call big shots. So they didn't really care. They just wanted it done, and also they didn't have it. They didn't have it at too close to their house. Like I said, other ways of doing it is you can simply use the small portable generator, and it will work too. But you just have to make sure that you connect it properly, and it will do its job. Now, when it comes to connecting it to the, like I said, to the panel, you have to make sure that you have the backup. The generator panel works perfect. What it does is it will lock off the other circuits, and it will simply power up what you need to power up. A lot of people use them up in the cottages and stuff like that. So they're well known, but I don't think people know the actual damage that it can cause when not hooked up properly. I know I've seen some people, they've called me before to try to hook up generators for them, but obviously didn't want to do it the proper way. So I try not to get involved in that stuff because obviously it can come back to me. So I obviously want to make sure that if I'm doing any type of work that I have the proper paperwork for it, obviously to have it inspected. Because keep in mind that the inspector is there to guide me also if I happen to miss anything. So I wouldn't really play around with those things when it comes to people's homes. But like I said, they're pretty okay to have. I haven't had to pull my generator out this year. I think I only used it once, and I haven't used it at this job where I'm at yet because obviously we've got power there, and my service was passed, so I'm about to have the power turned on. Hopefully sometime this week. So I don't really need to take my generator out. What's the difference with an inverter? So the inverter is something where you can the right term for the inverter. Basically, what it is you're changing power. Let's say you have DC and you want to change it over to AC. So that's where the inverter will come into play as far as changing your power from DC to 120 volts. And I did have a job like that, and it was on a boat. It was maybe about 2 months ago, and I needed to get an inverter because obviously, DC, you cannot play around with DC because DC is the one that will really kill you. The DC current is very powerful, so it's nothing to play around with. But I didn't take that job because the reason why is it was on a boat, and I don't really do too well with boats and the moving water business. So I didn't take that job. I checked it out, and I didn't feel too well, so I didn't do that job. But yes, so that's what the inverter is. It basically changes your power from DC to 120, and it's mostly used, I believe, on boats and stuff that you need to change your power over to 120. So that's basically the difference between an inverter. I could be wrong. I haven't really searched up the inverter, but from what I searched up about it and what I've learned about it from the past, that's what it does. But I might be wrong, but I will have to. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So again, an inverter, you don't really want. The only way you want an inverter is if you have DC, or if you have 120 volts and you want to change it over to DC. of some sort. That's where the inverter comes into play. But yeah, like I said, I don't normally use inverters. I've suggested it to a couple clients before, and I don't know what really happened there. But also, you have to keep in mind that some clients, when you go to check your job out for them, and you tell them that you know you recommend something, they will take that knowledge and go to someone else, right? So a lot of that happen a lot of times. So when I get calls like that, I normally wouldn't give any kind of info of how to do the job. I would just tell them this is what I need, and that's about it, right? Because sometimes the client can try to they have a different mindset pretty much, so they're not going to tell you what their plans are. They're just going to ask you these questions, and it's up to you to read them and try to figure out where they're going from there. So like I say, I don't really get into inverters, but if I have to, I'll figure it out. It's nothing that I can't figure out. But like I said, the generator is normally what I deal with. Obviously, an inverter is the same thing, because they do have them. So, but I don't know if there's actually something called an inverter generator. I don't remember. Have you seen that before, DJ Architect? Inverter generator? I don't remember if I've seen it before. I know there's a little there's something called an inverter, but I don't recall seeing if there's an inverter generator, it's very small. I don't believe they're big. They might have them, actually. They might have them, but I don't believe they're that big. But again, like I said, the generators, they work perfect. We normally use them on big jobs, those big commercial jobs. A lot of the high rises, the new buildings that are going up, and could be in the United States or even Canada here. There's a lot of new buildings that are going up, mostly the buildings that the people are paying the money for. It's going to come with a backup system, and they do need that backup system in order, if they happen to lose power, they have to have that generator inside the main buildings. Also in commercial buildings, they will have the bigger commercial industry will have the backup generators, depending on what they're doing. If it's dealing with a high-end restaurant or anything like that, they're going to have that generator. You have big ones too. Interior inverter generators, mostly quiet. Okay. Yeah, I could have swear I seen them, but like I said, I don't normally use the inverter generators. As my generator is the regular generator. Is not an inverter, so I believe the inverter is probably it's a dual. You can probably do dual functions on it. Maybe I'm not too familiar with the how the inverter generator work. I will have to look it up and see how it works. Like you said, it could. They're also generators are also. You also have the generators that are quiet. Also, it obviously depends on the brand that you get, right? I know my I don't remember the name of my the generator that I have, but it's pretty quiet, and so it all depends on the generator and the inverter that you get that will allow you to have that quietness. Obviously, if you go with something from Canadian Tire, uh, you know, Canadian Tire has its own brand and stuff like that. So it might end up that you might get a noisy generator. They do also have the portable generators. They're pretty big. I've hooked them up on the job sites before, where when we needed temporary power, we've basically hooked up these temporary generators. Maybe sometimes you guys will see them on the streets, driving along on a job site or some sort. It's a little uh, white, maybe about, I want to say about, I don't know, maybe 10 by 10. Could be less than that. But they do have, I've hooked those ones up on the job site. Those ones are pretty quiet. Obviously, they cost a lot of money. And we've used them for, when the winter comes and we need to have temporary power inside the CCAN or whatever the case may be. We've used them to hook them up. Obviously, those ones, they're not the same as the regular homes that we're going to hook up. Those ones, they come with different settings, and in order for that to even turn on, you have to have it on the right setting for that generator to be turned on. It's not going to turn on. From my knowledge of working on them from the past, so they're pretty good. I brought a 4,000 watt inverter generator in to gas. Didn't get the chance to look it up. Okay. Yeah, they're like I said. Did you So that's a portable one, or it must be a portable one. I don't believe. Yeah, it's got to be a portable one you're talking about. Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah, they, like I said, they work good. I mostly I travel with mice in the truck all the time. As I said last year, I believe last year or 2 years ago, I was on a job, and I was up north. I was about 2 hours away from the city, and we had a big, what do you call it? I don't remember if you guys had it in the States, or I'm not sure if you're in the States, but there was a storm that passed through Canada, and it basically ripped the trees and everything out the ground, and a lot of people had lost power. At that time, I didn't have the generator, and that's what made me get the generator, because a lot of people were out of power for a couple of days, and if I had the generator, I would have been good. But I didn't have the generator on me or in my truck, and everyone basically went got those generators from the store. They basically brought them all out from the store, and from that time on, I've never left home without my generator. Like I said, I normally keep it in the back of the truck, and I keep it in the back of the truck, and I make sure it's in my truck. You know, it's gassed up and ready to go, just in case I ever need it. I can power it up, do whatever I need to do. It's great, you know. It's great, especially when you're working in the construction field, because you can basically do what you need to do with it. You don't need to worry about anything. I know a lot of my service jobs. Sometimes I have to make a bigger hole, and if I happen to do that service job the same day that the power is being shut down, and I haven't drilled that hole out yet, then I normally will pull my generator out. But sometimes I don't, because the homes are just on the outside. They block bricks. Sorry, so you can basically chip away at the brick, and then you reach the wood. The only time I've actually pulled out the generator to drill through concrete, and I believe the concrete was about 10 to 15 inches thick, was last year. I was doing a service job up north, and I needed my generator, and because we had no power at the house, so I had to drill through the concrete before the service guys came. So I didn't wait on that day of the service. I actually drilled it through before the service day. So I've never really, after that, I've used it a couple times. It's very powerful, very nice to have. But like I said, a lot of people don't really know the danger of it, and some people, they will use these generators inside the buildings, or let's say you're working on a house. You know, some guys, they don't know that they don't have the proper knowledge to know that gas is supposed to be on the outside when you're powering up that generator, and not in the inside, because obviously it's gas, and you don't want nothing with gas inside of your home. It's a silent killer. So a lot of people are not aware of that either, about the proper uses of the generator when it comes to. I mean, it but again, a lot of people, you know, they don't take the time to read the instructions, right? So that's where the problem comes in with the generator. So it's the same thing as if you're going to power up that generator at your home. If you're out of power, you cannot have that generator inside the garage. Or if you do have the generator inside the garage, then you have to have that door open so the fumes can find its way out and not stay in the garage, because it will find its way into your home. And obviously, the silent killer, you know, gas, you probably wouldn't wake up in the morning, right? So that's the downfall of the generator when it comes to the people having the actual knowledge. And I'm not trying to put shame on anyone, but I'm just saying that it's the reality of today's world, right? A lot of people don't really know these things when it comes to, you know, using the generator and using it to its full potential and what it's capable of doing. So again, they're nice to have, but also people should be aware of the danger that comes with it. Obviously, the home that I'm working on right now, I'm going to be at some point installing a generator system there. Obviously, they've gone about it the wrong way because I should have installed that generator transfer switch once I was doing my service, but they didn't. So they will probably end up installing it once the job's done, and it will end up costing more to have hydro come out and shut the power down for me to mess around with the transfer switch. Again, it's nothing. I will just charge them, so you know it is what it is. But yes, that house that I'm working at right now will have a full generator backup system, and of course everybody will who wouldn't want to have a generator in their home, because you never know when the power is going to go down, right? But like I said, the portable ones, they can also be used as well too. You don't normally you don't need, even if you have a portable generator and you want to use it in the house, all you need is light, a couple lights, a couple plugs. Obviously, um, you want to have your stove hooked up to it, right? And you want to have your dryer hooked up just in case the power goes down for a couple of days and you need to do some laundry, you need to cook. You also need to make sure you can get around instead of using your lamps. So that's the greatness of the portable generators. You can basically do a lot of stuff with it when it comes to your home. So for whatever reason, a lot of people do not invest in them. They're not that expensive. You can probably get them for around $400. They're great investments, and you know, me myself, I believe a lot more people should have them, but obviously it depends on the person's budget and what they can afford. You don't necessarily need to have a 4,000 watt generator, or you know, sometimes they're 3600 watt generator. Uh, Sometimes you have them in 900 watts. You can get smaller ones also, but I don't recommend the smaller ones. And I also don't recommend to buy something used, because when you buy used, you don't have the warranty on it, and something can go wrong. You're basically out of pocket for that generator that you purchase used, instead of taking the extra $200 or maybe $140, whatever it costs, to put with the rest of the money to just get yourself a brand new generator. It's not really worth it. Reason why I say that is because there are a lot of people out there that will use the backup generator for a couple months, and something will go wrong with it, and after that, they after that try to, I don't know. I don't know how to add you as a moderator on the channel. I know how to do it through the YouTube, but the StreamYard is my second time using it, so I don't know how to go about using it. So I don't know how to go about using the StreamYard and adding you as a moderator, DJ architect. So I will have to ask Gaza Uncle or try to figure it out. But I don't know. These functions are a little bit different here, so it's my second time using it. Yeah. So like I was saying, the generator, the importance of it is pretty good, and it works perfect on homes. Um, it works perfect in commercial buildings. Obviously, commercial it's a different ball game when it comes to these systems, and obviously you're dealing with higher power, so you have to get it right the first time. Not anything can go wrong, right? So that's the only difference with the generator, because you also have to remember that you're hooking it up. You're hooking it up to your meter base, which is your main power coming in for the homes, and they also have the control wires for them that the generator will communicate back and forth with the transfer switch. Um, Obviously, I didn't know how to hook that up before the controls, but I've learned it. I learned it from the generator guy when I was doing the work. Um, so uh, that's how come I know how to run the low voltage wire that you need for the generator in order for the generator to work. So it's important when you're running your wires for the generator that people must not forget that you have to feed you have to feed it, but you also have to bring in low voltage cable in order for it to communicate with each other. If not, once you forget that wire, it's like a waste of time. That's why you see when in my videos that I have the smaller pipe that I'm using, which is for the control wires, and the bigger pipe that I use is for the power for the generator. So it's very important that when you start to get involved with the generator, you know what you're doing when it comes to running your cable. I mean, you can run your cable, or you could be someone who's just winging it, and you might end up missing that one cable, and it's you're basically going to have to redo it anyways because you've just wasted your time, your hard-earned time, and you didn't know that you needed to run these other set of cables. So that's the difference between the transfer switch that I usually install in the homes, and also that you would install in the commercial industry. Um, to the portable ones. Portable ones is very, what may seem like straightforward to people. It's not straightforward. It's just you know, not that straightforward to people. So I mean, if you guys have anything that you guys want to share, or anything you guys want to talk about when it comes to electrical, you guys are more than welcome to pose a question. I don't really want to ramble and then forget about what you guys want to ask me, right? If you guys have anything related to electrical, you can shoot a comment in the comment section. Like I said, this StreamYard is very it's different for me. It's something new, so I'm still trying to get used to it. But it seems like it's way better than the normal YouTube, live that I do. But for some reason, I prefer the StreamYard. So, okay. So another important thing that there is out there is hot tubs and pools, and a lot of people also, they're not aware of the danger that comes with hot tubs and swimming pools. So when it comes to hot tubs and swimming pools, anything to do with the pooling industry, it's very important to have the proper grounding and the proper bonding for these pools, as they can save lives, and when not connected properly, that's when hell can break loose. Um, so when I say not connected properly, I mean that some people, they a pool or spa or hot tub of some sort requires you to have a switch before before you get to your pool connections, and this switch is basically it's called a spa package. Sometimes you call it. Uh, you go to the supplier, you ask for the kit for the pool. You give them the amperage you need. So this kit is basically um, a disconnect, a breaker in there uh, that will detect the ground fault circuit, any leakage of any sort. It will detect it, and it will shut that breaker off um, right away. And most people, for this to work effectively, you have to have it wired properly, meaning that there's connections that you have to wire at the breaker, which is called the GFCI breaker, and it's a test breaker. It looks like an arc fault breaker, but it's not an arc fault breaker. So those are the difference between the breakers. There are arc fault breakers, and then there are GFCI breakers. GFCI breakers are basically for water, and once it detects any little leakage, it will shut that power down from the pool. Obviously, you have to have this pool bounded properly in order for it to work properly. And you see a lot of people that they will have their pools, and sometimes they wouldn't have these proper disconnects, these proper spark kicks that comes with it because they're not aware of it and the danger of when inside the pool with the lightning. It can become pretty dangerous, right? So that's the reason why we have these rules that we follow when it comes to the pool and stuff like that, and what type of conduit you're going to be using, and what type of size grounding you're going to be using. But however, some of these pools do not take I believe the grounding because either the grounding or sorry the neutral one of the other some pools that I've seen in the drawing, it doesn't require one or the other. I don't believe it's the neutral because obviously you need that neutral in order for your lights and your other stuff to work inside that pool. So it's important to have the pool properly connected when it comes to you being able to use that pool and be inside of it and have a peace of mind that nothing is going to go wrong. So there have been deaths when it comes to pools and stuff, and people being electrocuted because the pool wasn't wired properly, and this is another thing that I don't play around with when it comes to my business. Part of the business is I love to pull my permits, as it's not really worth it. Matter of fact, when it comes to the pool, it's more or less you're dealing with the lives of people. So I believe that anything to do with pools, should be be inspected, uh, just to be not just anything to do with pools, but I'm just saying in general when it comes to pools, there's lives involved, and you don't want to risk having someone who doesn't really know what they're doing, and not be mindful of the people that are going to get into that hot tub, because, like I said, it only takes one mistake when it comes to pools and stuff. So I would be very mindful of the swimming pools also. Obviously, they come in different. Like I said, the spa, you have the hot tub. Um, there is another one. You have the above pool. I don't believe the above pool is as bad as the other ones, because the above pool obviously is something that you're going to be putting water inside of, and it's not as bad as the hot tubs that you get from the stores. But also keep in mind that the round connections also can basically fry the pool. And this happened. Well, it didn't happen to me. What happened was I did a pool job. I believe it was last year or the year before, and I had it inspected, everything. Normally, what I do is, like you guys see, I post a lot of videos. So I normally take a lot of pictures of the work I do. I never forget about taking pictures, because it protects me also from someone coming back to me. And what happened was I didn't tell the customer that I had taken pictures, and he had came back to me sometime last year, and he said his pool wasn't no good, and it was something that I did, and I basically said no. I have all my connections here. I have all my pictures, so you need to check with the people that you bought the hot tub from. And what had happened, I believe, is they had went back and they had did a connection after I had hooked up the hot tub, and I believe something wasn't working properly, and he ended up having to go through them to have it fixed. Obviously, it probably cost them an arm and a leg. So that's back to the importance of these pools, these hot tubs, and connecting them, because one wire, one mistake, you can basically fry that hot tub, and you're pretty much responsible for it. It's not the first time that it's happened to me. Um, Normally, it's actually the second time that someone has tried to pull this on me, where they say that it kept tripping. I remember. Well, normally, from my knowledge, I believe the person had said that the hot tub, it basically, basically turned on and shut right off, some sort like that. And they said I had the wires mixed up, and whatever they told me. But from my knowledge, and the years that I've been in the field, I know that if there's a mixture of wires or anything, that the circuit will not turn on. They will never turn on. So I simply said, well, it doesn't make sense. So again, that's why I try to. Um, I don't do too many hot tubs now, because I find that people are quite dishonest when it comes to hot tubs, and it seems like they're just maybe looking to put the blame somewhere else. I'm not sure what it is, but hot tubs, they do cost quite a bit. And, you know, they range from about 8,000 to 10 to 12 grand, 12,000, those hot tubs. So imagine you damage that person's hot tub. You're basically out of pocket. You have to find a way to pay that back. So that's why I say I always like to pull my permits when it comes to the hot tubs, because the inspector will double check my work. Even when it comes to the generators, also anything I do, I like to use my permits. So I believe I don't believe anyone's in the chat room anymore. I don't see no one really moving with the comments. So that's the case. That's the case. Yeah. So like I said, hot tubs and generators. Um, it seems like they might be simple simple things. They are simple, but could be a lot of problems when not connected properly. Um, like I said again, generators you mostly will find them in these commercial industries. Up, DJ Bullet. I would try to range you up, but I don't know how to do it on the StreamYard. It's my second time, and I'm not really familiar with these buttons here, so I have to ask Gaza Uncle. Yes, so like I said, the portable, the generators. When it comes to the generators and the hot tubs, is important to don't play around. Just have a licensed contractor to come out, take a look, um, have a second opinion. You don't normally see them in homes, but I know within the last 5 years that I've been on my own, I've seen a lot of people inquire about them, and a lot of people are starting to simply have them in their homes as a means of backup when the power is gone. And also, thank you for tuning in, DJ Bullet. Um, the, the generators, like I said, you see a lot of them in commercial buildings. And if you ever wonder, these people that have their food and stuff in there, they all have some some type of backup generator. If they don't have it, then uh, the main building will have it, and their system will probably be hooked up to it somehow. Especially the people um, who have the stores when it comes to the ice creams and the food that they don't want to go bad and stuff like that. They will invest in the generator system, uh, just because they don't want that food to go bad. But like I said, there are a lot of people who are starting to go that route now, simply because it's a peace of mind, and it's basically it's basically a way of them knowing that that power will kick in once they've lost power in their homes somehow. I even believe that they might be using it in the Caribbean now. Also, I'm not 100% sure, but I know there's something called the solar system, where it gives you power from the sun, which is another great system, um, right? Anything to do with the sun. Um, but obviously, I don't know too much about the. I do know about the solar system. I just don't. It's nothing that I'll mess around with, because I'm not a roof person, so I don't really like to be on the roof. So I don't really get involved with the solar system, as solar systems you need to install on the roof. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not a roof guy, so I'm not going up on the roof to mess around with the solar system. So that's one job that I will pass on. But it's a great system. Um, you can
The
generate
speed limit is 50 kilometers per hour.
you can generate another source of power from it, and it's all you do is you pay the you pay the you pay to have it installed. And I know in Canada, some people they get the rebate on them, so that's another system, but I don't get involved in it. Like I said, yeah, DJ Bullet. I don't know if you're still there. If you have anything you want to ask about electrical, you can ask a question. I don't know how to use certain things on the live yet. I'm still new, so I'm just testing this out here. But obviously, if you guys wanted to ask any questions about electrical, if you had any concerns, you can shoot a text in the chat room, and I'll try to answer it as best as I can. Um, let me see. Okay. I don't know if trying to see if I can obviously I don't know how to do this. I'll have to ask guys or uncle really too familiar with this. Okay. Okay. So I'm probably going to talk another 20 minutes, and I'm going to cut the live as I was driving home. So I decided to do a quick uh, a live on the way home. Um, took me about an hour and a half. I'm almost home anyways. So my last topic is about apprentices and how they how they go about making it. Um, so basically, apprentices are vital to us in the trade. As a journeyman, obviously I have my master's, and um, so as a journeyman licensed electrician and a master, and also electrical contractor, um, we are the ones who will look after the apprentices. We are the ones who are basically responsible to make sure that these apprentices uh, make it home at the end of the day. Why I say that is because we carry the knowledge. Um, we carry the knowledge to basically have these apprentices learn the trade and to take them on as apprentices. Um, yeah. Big one, please. Yeah, so we have the knowledge to basically. I got my receipt. Thank you. Yeah, so apprentices, we have the knowledge to basically take them to the next level, and we're the ones who are responsible for them. Um, a lot of people don't want to take that responsibility. There are a lot of journeymans. You know, they're not there to they don't have it in them to take that responsibility on. So for that reason, you'll see a lot of apprentices being placed with other journeymen, older journeymen, because the younger ones are not they're not ready to take on that responsibility, or they're somehow maybe afraid of taking on that responsibility. But the apprentices, they're the future. Anywhere you go for apprentices, any trade, I believe they're the future of the trade, and they should be well taken care of and well looked after, and they should be brought up. Um, you know, they should be brought up a way where they learn, and you know, some apprentices they will redo the same mistake. It doesn't mean that they're not capable of doing it. It just means that they can have some issues going on, some problems going on. You never know, right? Um, but if you are in a Red Seal program, um, then these apprentices have to be trained the proper way, and they also have to take their schooling. So, like I said, they're the future of they're the future. I believe they're the future. They're the ones to take us to the next generation. Um, Obviously, some people believe that apprentices don't know as much as a journeyman, but I don't believe that, because whenever it whenever an apprentice goes to school, the apprentice is going to learn something new that, for instance, I didn't see a couple of years ago. And with that apprentice being able to go to school and come back to the job site and work on the youth, he can now turn change your life a whole lot, because he's now gained the knowledge of vital information that he can pass on to you, and it's vice versa. So, I believe that apprentices, like I said, are the future, and there's nothing wrong with teaching them. Um, they're there to learn, and they should be taught properly, and not rushed. Let them learn the trade, hands on, especially because hands on is what they
The
need to
speed
know.
limit is 70 kilometers per hour.
They also need to know the schooling aspect of it, because they obviously have to pass that level of schooling in order to become a licensed electrician or licensed journeyman. So without that schooling, they cannot go anywhere, and without the training training on the job, they cannot you know get to that next level. And without learning the code book and the rules, they cannot get to that next level that they need to get to. And for this reason, I think they should be taught properly. I had the opportunity to, so I wouldn't hold it back from anyone who wants to learn. It doesn't matter if I think they're going to know more than me at the end of the day. Um, the trade is a big trade. It's a lot to learn. There's You're learning every day. There's something new every day, and you know, for me to take that knowledge away from that person, I wouldn't feel right because it wasn't done to me as an apprentice. So I wouldn't want to do it to another apprentice who's coming up. And basically, like I said, we have to look after them because they're vulnerable to what's on the job site, and they don't really know what's out there, you know. And it's basically up to the journeyman, foreman, whoever it may be, to guide these apprentices in the right path and make sure that they reach home at the end of the day, and also they can complete their apprenticeship and go on to the next level of being successful. Uh, you know, you never know what's going to happen in the future, but like I said, apprentices are the future, and I think we should, for anyone out there who's trying to, to get into the apprenticeship trade, as even as an electrician, or even as whether it be an electrician or it be a plumber, or you know whatever it may be, just remember that you need that schooling, you need that high school, and it's best advice to get into the trade right out of high school. You have a better advantage of you know once you came out of high school, basically you're fresh. My apprentice that I have, he came right out of high school, and he was basically fresh out of high school, and he's been with me ever since. Um, for me, when I was coming up as a journeyman, I didn't feel fit to take on the apprentice role of training someone, but you learn as you get older, pretty much. Um, you learn, you get wiser, and you don't have that mindset as you get older. So that mindset for me was different, and I've adapted to it pretty much, and I've taken on the role of teaching someone the other trade, teaching someone the trade, and passing on my knowledge that I have to someone else. And it's basically a great feeling to be able to pass on the knowledge that you have to another apprentice, or someone who's coming up, or someone who's close to you, to be able to pass that knowledge on, knowing that that knowledge that you now possessed with you, you're handing it down to someone else, and that's what it's all about, pretty much. You want to be able to, couple years down the line, be able to say, hey, I trained that person. That person, um, or that person might remember you and say, hey, he trained me. So you want to have that. You want to have that. You want to be able to give that person that knowledge that you possess. So again, it was just a life. I was coming in from work, and I decided to do a live. So I'd like to thank DJ Bullet for stopping in, DJ Architect for stopping in, um,
I'd like to thank Asa Mario. You know, Asa Mario is always tuning into my lives, and a lot of respect. And also, uh, thank you, Sasha Ice, who's always tuning into my lives also, and also Gaza Uncle, um, my big supporter. And if not for Gaza Uncle, I probably wouldn't have started this. But like I said, I've you know learned a lot from him. So just enough respect that I have for Gaza Uncle, and thank you for tuning in. And yes, so I will catch you guys on the next live, and to all my viewers and subscribers, whoever is out there listening, you guys can hit the notification button. Stay tuned, stay up to date to my content. You can also leave a comment. You can also subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you guys on the next live.